Folks, what a good morning it is as Nintendo America just announced the Nintendo Direct airing tomorrow. What is going on, guys? Botox Games back again. Today I wanted to discuss the announcement of this Nintendo Direct, how excited we all are for it. I feel like there's just an unprecedented amount of hype for what could all in reality be a pretty average direct, right? Like, this is the end of life direct for the Nintendo Switch, and I feel like there's just so much anticipation for this thing because it's been so long. The last traditional Nintendo Direct we got with like major first-party Nintendo announcements was back in September, and even then, while I like that direct a lot, the big announcements were remakes. We had Thousand Year Door, Another Code, and Mario vs. Donkey Kong, as well as my beloved F-Zero 99. This is our first major presentation from Nintendo since then. I expect new games here. I expect more remakes, more ports, more remasters, but I think it's going to be a pretty good showcase, even if it is end of life. But let's get into this tweet here. I am recording this at 7:01 in the morning. Nintendo of America tweeted out, "Join us for a Nintendo Direct live stream focused on Nintendo Switch games coming in the second half of 2024. There will be no mention of the Nintendo Switch successor during this presentation. June 18th, 7 a.m. Pacific time, roughly 40 minutes, which is about the length of a Direct, right? Sometimes they'll go a little bit shorter, sometimes they'll go slightly longer, but around 40 minutes is about the time we should expect for these showcases." It was really funny the past week seeing people start like freaking out, like, oh my god, what if the Direct's not until the final week of June? It's like, just hold on, guys. Hold on. First of all, if that ended up happening, who cares? It's only another week. I mean, I understand like the hype, but like, come on, it's only a week. We knew we were getting a June Direct. Can you imagine if Nintendo hadn't confirmed there would be a June presentation? How crazy the past couple of weeks would have been, because people would have been freaking out like, oh, Switch 2 is getting announced in June. But since they confirmed a Direct back in May, it was kind of nice to have a little bit of a frame of reference of like, okay, we have 4 weeks in June. Let's try to nail down when this thing is happening. I initially said it would be this week, and I thought it would be Thursday. I thought they would wait a couple more days, but we're getting it tomorrow and Tuesday at 7 a.m. I cannot be more excited. I will be live streaming this, by the way. So if you want to react to this Nintendo Direct with me, I'll be going live about like 20-30 minutes before the Direct starts if you want to react with me. But that kind of brings me to the other points I want to make in this video, and then we'll get into my final predictions for this Nintendo Direct. Puro has been active, right? I have been looking at what he's tweeted so far. He's tweeted like 2 things, or he tweeted something and retweeted something. I'm not going to get into it today because I kind of want to go into this blind. I'm expecting now that the Direct has been announced, Puro will likely start tweeting and teasing things, and we'll see more leaks for the Direct. I kind of want to try to just go into this blind. Puro I enjoy covering when it's like out of the blue, or if it's a tease like we're really just confused by and it's like a week or so in advance. Like if they had started teasing this Direct a week ago, I would have made videos on it, but since we're only 24 hours away from this Direct happening, I kind of just want to try to avoid it. So that's why on the thumbnail of this video I put a no Puro zone, because I want to react to this Direct raw with you guys without any spoilers, or at least as few spoilers as I can manage to see over the next 24 hours. I'll try to avoid logging one to Twitter and Discord over the next day, because when we're so close to the Direct happening, it's like, I don't know. I don't really need to see this. And I guess count this as a warning to all of you. If you don't want to see spoilers, just know that there are leaks happening. I saw one semi-major thing, nothing I would get personally that excited about, but I know it's something people have been waiting for, although the context of what it actually is kind of remains to be seen. But if you want to see that, go to Puro's account. If you don't want to wait 24 hours, I'm sure there will be plenty of leaks and stuff over on there on Twitter if you go to Puro's account. But for me, I will be avoiding it. I will not be covering any leaks later today and like thumbnails or anything. I just don't think it's worth it. I'd rather just wait and react to this thing with you all without any spoilers. But now that we actually have the Direct confirmed, right, we're living it, we're getting excited for it, only 24 hours. I'm sure all throughout the day people are going to be posting more predictions videos. I will be watching them once again while trying to avoid leaks. I wanted to go over some of my predictions again and just final bets. Like, this is it. If a game is still slated for the current Nintendo Switch, it will likely be announced in this showcase. Do I think these things are getting announced? Let's start off with Metroid Prime 4. I am not as confident as I would like to be, right? I still think it's going to happen. And I will say I'm very confident in Metroid showing up in some way. Be that Prime 2 or 3, be that Prime 4, or honestly, yeah, like I've talked about a lot in my videos over the past couple of months, maybe even Samus Returns HD or another 2D Metroid remake from Mercury's team. Like, I am confident Metroid will show up in some way. Whether or not that's Prime 4, which is what most people want, I'm just not sure. I want to believe. I really do. And I would say overall, I do lean towards that happening. I do lean towards that October release for Metroid Prime 4. I made a tweet last night. I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I really hope Prime 4 has some sort of cool multiplayer PvP, something co-op maybe, I don't know. Like, I would be really happy if that game had some sort of online element, kind of like Echoes had multiplayer back in the day. I never played that. I've seen some people say it was pretty good multiplayer, but I never played Echoes multiplayer, so it'd be really cool if Prime 4 had online. But overall, I'm gonna stick to yes for Prime 4. I think that will be the game that, like, closes this showcase. As for what I think will open this Nintendo Direct, I still lean towards it being Fire Emblem 4 Remake. We've heard about this game a lot over the past couple of years. We have a lot of reasons to believe it exists, and I think this will be the game that opens the Direct, because Nintendo has opened a Nintendo Direct with Fire Emblem, like, what, 4 times, 5 times? Like, it happens a lot. They usually like opening with a Fire Emblem game and ending on a more kind of traditional Nintendo, like, fan game, like a Link's Awakening. And I guess that's the next thing we should talk about. Zelda, once again, like Metroid, I am very confident we see Zelda here in some form or fashion, possibly even multiple Zelda games. But I'll be honest, a lot of people have kind of convinced me over the past few weeks that maybe it won't be Hyrule Warriors, the Imprisoning War, or whatever you want to call it. Maybe it will be a 2D Zelda game. Initially, I was very bullish on it being a new Warriors game, and once again, I would still lean towards that overall. However, this idea of a brand new 2D Zelda game releasing this year, like an entirely original 2D Zelda, is so exciting. Like, that'd be so much more exciting than Hyrule Warriors. I like Hyrule Warriors, man. I like Warriors games as a whole quite a bit, but a new 2D Zelda game would trump that any day of the week. And as we're winding down with the Switch, like, that would be, I think that might be the best possible case scenario for an announcement, right? Like, a 2D Zelda game that's not a remake, it's not multiplayer focused, although that would be cool too, but just a new 2D Zelda game. Maybe it's, you know, a Princess Zelda spinoff, if you want to call it that, or whatever, as there's been a lot of rumors about that recently, right? But if we got a new 2D Zelda game this holiday alongside Prime 4, and let's say, like, Mario Party, which once again, I do still think will be here, like, that would be a pretty good lineup for me for the Switch's final holiday season. As for other stuff that I would like to see, like, yeah, I would like to see a new Donkey Kong game. A lot of people have put a lot of eggs in that basket. Myself, I haven't really been talking about it too much. I just don't think the time's right, but I would like to be wrong. I like Donkey Kong. That'd be cool to see. Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition would be cool to see, but once again, if we're focusing exclusively on 2024 titles, I don't think that's a 2024 title. If it's happening, I would lean towards 2025 for that, which, to be fair, they normally go outside of their window. Whatever they tweet out in the little announcements, like, hey, this Direct is focusing on games releasing in the second half of 2024, we're gonna see some things releasing in 2025, like, from Nintendo. I truly believe that, into, like, January, February, March. So, Xenoblade X Definitive Edition could make sense for maybe January, right? It just depends on their marketing strategy and lineup prepping for Switch 2, right? Like, if Switch 2 is coming out in March, do you really want to release a game like Xenoblade Definitive Edition a month before it comes out? Like, does that make sense to release Xenoblade when there's so much anticipation for this next console? Maybe you wait until a couple months after, do a cross-gen release, right? Like, maybe that's a better strategy for Xenoblade Chronicles X. Tomodachi Life, that's a pure pie in the sky, but I would love Tomodachi Life. That would actually be, I'm gonna be honest, just in terms of, like, how long we've been waiting, that would almost be Zelda tier for me, just because I know how much people are wanting a new Tomodachi Life. That's like a sleeper Nintendo franchise that I feel like a lot of other Nintendo YouTubers don't really talk about, but, I mean, they sell really well. People clearly love them. I love them. I would love to see a new Tomodachi Life in this showcase, but I'm not really expecting that. Other things I would love to see, you know, Rhythm Heaven would be really cool to see come back. Some sort of new F-Zero project, or even just an update to F-Zero 99. I saw someone make a good point that apparently the, like, last batch of, like, weekly tracks or something that they've been doing with F-Zero 99, I'll be honest, I haven't played it in quite a while. Apparently the last track, like, lines up with this week perfectly, so maybe we get some major F-Zero 99, like, paid DLC with a physical release. I've talked about that before. That'd be really cool to see. Kirby is a series I would love to see more from. I feel like it feels like it's been a long time, but, like, it hasn't been, right? It's only been a year and a half since Return of Dreamland Deluxe, but when you look at the Kirby release lineup, like, that is actually, like, we're due for another Kirby game to be announced, be it a mainline game or a spin-off. So maybe they saved that for Switch 2. Maybe that's like an early Switch 2 game, Forgotten Land 2 type B. That would be 3 years, so that's definitely possible. Maybe it's another port or remake of one of the 3DS games, or Epic Yarn or something. Or maybe it's a spin-off. Maybe it's an eShop game. Kirby would be kind of cool to see here. And then outside of Nintendo, you know, Square Enix is a publisher I've become very, very infatuated with over the past couple of years as I've gotten more into Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy. We heard a lot of rumors over the past couple months about Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D. We saw the little teaser on Dragon Quest Day. Regardless of anything that happened with that leaker, I do still believe that Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D is happening in this Nintendo Direct. I do think that is a game that should either be releasing later this year or early next. So I do think this Nintendo Direct would be the best place to show it. And I would love to see more from them, right? Like an actual new announcement. I don't know if Final Fantasy IX Remake or Tactics Remaster, I don't know if those make sense for the showcase, but maybe I believe Team Asano was teasing a new Bravely Default project, or like some sort of project regarding that. Maybe it's not a new game, maybe it's a collection of the 3DS games or something, but something from them would be really cool to see, just to kind of spruce up this Direct, give it a little bit of that JRPG flavor. That's what I like to see in my Nintendo showcases. None of that farming stuff. Give me the hardcore JRPGs. I would be very happy with that, but it's a very exciting time. I cannot wait to watch this thing. Like I said, I'll be streaming it tomorrow morning, so I'll put up like the scheduled stream, so you can go like that, hit the notification so you like get the reminder in the morning, and we'll discuss the Direct a little bit before it goes live. But if you want to watch that, I would really appreciate it, and it would be a lot of fun to react with you all. But until next time, folks, thank you so much for watching. I'm going into hiding. I do not want to see Puro leaks for this Direct over the next 24 hours, so you will not be hearing from me until tomorrow morning when I go live. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Of course, subscribe here, follow me on Twitter at BoTalksGames, and until next time, folks, peace.